We're back. We're not even doing the intro. We just straight back.
You already did it. You want to redo it?
Well, there's a whole new stream now. It don't matter. What's good, y'all?
Right.
It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Appreciate y'all who waited around and tuned in and rocking with us. Let us know how the audio sounds now. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. On today's show, are the Chicago Bears signings and some of the moves that they've made during the offseason a peek into what the Bears are trying to do at the quarterback position? Do some of these moves line up with keeping Justin Fields, or are they more for Caleb Williams? We also got the Friday free for all that and more in today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. And because we waited so long, we got the squad in the building.
Yeah.
That's all I got, man. No, I appreciate y'all for rocking with us, man. It is what it is. That's what happens when you do a new studio, man. You got to go through the technical difficulties and all that stuff that comes with it. It sucks, but it is what it is. But we still gonna put out a fire show for y'all, man. Let's start it off here. I've seen this kind of going around on social media, going around on some of the Twitters, things like that, or X or whatever it is now. I don't like X. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Yeah. But the idea that the Chicago Bears have signed some of these contracts, especially the Jalen Johnson one, which is very, very front-loaded, right? $28 million that first year. And then you're talking about, I believe it is 15, and then 13 to finish out that contract. Mm-hmm. Absolutely a great signing for the Bears. I love it. I think it's a great move for him. He gets $60 million in the first 3 years. But does that move speak to the Chicago Bears lining things up to have to pay Justin Fields? Or is this still something that ends up being a moot point at the end of the day because you're starting over with the quarterback clock? All right.
Alrighty then. Well, since I'm the only Caleb fan here, we're going to go ahead and say I think it's just a matter of just being a good GM, period. I don't think it leans either way. I think regardless, you have to sit there and get talent. You have to pay for talent. And it's good to structure it now. If you really look at it, the way that he's going after these free agents, the way that we're going after these signings and things of that nature, what's projected to be some of the people that we're going to land, it could be like, hey, yeah, I'm going to get all these, people at these veterans at these skill positions, and I'm going to get a rookie QB, and I'm lining things up so that, hey, as these contracts end, I'm lining up to pay my rookie QB after his third season. That's how I looked at it, because the way that JJ's contract lines up, like you said, it's de-escalates basically. So, and then who else's contract is the same way?
I mean, listen, most of the other contracts are just kind of like you're paying big money to start off. Like Montez Sweat, he's the big deal that you end up getting in here 4 years. He's locked up, but he's $20 million a year, and then 2027 drops down to 18. That signing or the dead cap hit though only $2 million at that point, though, or not the dead cap. What is that? That's the roster bonus. That's $2 million there. You look at Tremaine Edmonds' deal there. He's at $14 million, then $13 million, but kind of an undrafted free agent. So you can reset yourself in that 2027 season. I think that to say that it lines up perfectly for the Chicago Bears to go out there and try and get a deal done for Justin after his fifth-year option, I don't know if I agree with that. I think I do agree with you on this is just to get the veteran guys signed. This is just to get guys in the building. It's just to reward the guys who have played well. And realistically, I think that's what you want to see. This is how you want to see deals get done, right? You want to be able to reward your players that are out there. Now, do I think that it can be something that is beneficial if you hold on to Justin Fields? Yeah, I think that that's something that you take into account as well when you're structuring this deal, that, I've got these things that are going to be beneficial for me no matter what I do at the quarterback position. But I don't think that this is really a peek into what their quarterback decision is, because I think that these are just good deals to get done. These are just deals that make your team better.
So I'm going to play devil's advocate, because obviously I'm in the Justin Fields, more so in the Justin Fields camp. I've been on the fence and been trying to be balanced with my takes on, why Caleb would be a good spot here. But I just think when it comes to the money and all the other positions that we're trying to address, whether it be, the rumblings about Saquon or Josh Jacobs or Christian Wilkins or Danielle Hunter, with all the money that we still have, but still need to address in free agency, along with, I believe I heard that, Ryan Poles likes to save about $10 million so that if there's a need for anything in the middle of the season, he's able to have that money freed up to go and address some other needs, based off of injury. I just think that lines up more with keeping Justin Fields rather than Caleb. I also thought I saw somewhere where it said that Caleb would be making more coming in than Justin would
on his first year.
On his first year.
Money, yeah.
Right. So to me, it just seems like it in all these smoke screens, and I could be wrong. I mean, this is all again speculation, but it just seems like it's going in the direction of we might be keeping Justin Fields because of all the little moves that Ryan Poles is making. And again, he's got his cards close to his face, and I think that he's fooling everybody.
I think
By the way, 100.
Over 100 in the chat. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all.
Get it.
Can you explain that?
Explain what?
Like the thought process. Like I could explain the thought process of why having these front loaded contracts works with a rookie QB, that you don't have to actually have the contract negotiations. But keeping Fields, I know he's $6 million in 2024. He's $26 million in 2025.
25 million,
yeah, and 25, and then you'll be going into what his contract would be after you have those contracts. Those actual talks. How does that work towards keeping Fields if he
because you got guys on your roster that you don't have to have on your roster because their contracts in 2026. You've got guys on your roster that are getting cheaper deals by 2026. So it opens up more money. But I think here's the thing: if you find out that this guy is the quarterback, right? Like I would disagree with Jordan in the sense that yes, it does work to Fields' advantage because of the roster spots opening up and things like that, but let's be honest. If Caleb Williams is good, 3 years in, he's restructuring a deal and he's probably getting signed to a long-term deal. That's 3 years from now. That puts us at 2026, 2027, right? So you're doing the same thing. I don't think that this changes anything one way or the other. Realistically, I think there's just good business on either side because you would hope that the quarterback that you're selecting, you're going to have the answer on by that time, and you want to be able to have some cap flexibility. But realistically speaking, it doesn't show me one way or the other what the Chicago Bears are doing because I don't think Ryan Poles. I think every GM would want to structure a deal the way like Jalen Johnson's is. I think that most GMs will want to structure deals to where your dead cap money is a lot lighter towards the end because that just allows you to go into it. And realistically speaking, the best year he's going to have is the year coming up, right? You hope that he continues to get better, but a lot of times in contracts like this, guys decline. Yeah. If he declines and you get to the third year of that deal, I'm out the deal.
Yeah, and what I like is that he's saving some money across these next 3-4 years. So, yeah, he pays up front, especially benefiting with the cap. Well, the cap is probably going to go up every year anyways. But the fact that now, instead of you kind of paying a $19 or $20 million cornerback, at 16 and 15 and some change a year the next 3, that's some flexibility which works out for you. So it's like, and then, a lot of these contracts are all incentive-based anyways to a point. Most of the guaranteed money he's going to get. So like you said, if he has an out where he starts to decline, eventually they end up cutting you because that contract saying $76 million, it's really just, what is it, 53 guaranteed?
He's got a 54 guaranteed.
That's it.
And 60 guaranteed over the next 3 years.
Right.
Yeah. $13 million on the cap this coming year, right? With $13 million takes a hit.
Yeah.
As far as
dead cap, yes.
Dead cap.
Yeah. But I think that's the thing, right? Like the best part about how Ryan Poles has structured a lot of these deals, the best part about how Ryan Poles has put a lot of this stuff together is the flexibility. It's the I got options. That's the best. That's the part I love about how Poles is playing this game, right? Like I have options no matter what. Like he can sit there and he can go Caleb Williams here and he can go MHJ and he can make this move or he can do this. And he nowhere since Ryan Poles has been the GM has his back been up against the wall. This is the toughest decision he's had to make. But even in this, there's avenues in both decisions that feel like they lead you to the right direction. Oh, well, we go with Justin Fields. We're going to hold on to the quarterback that we have. And is that the right call? We'll have to see because, you're taking a gamble here. How are you going to make his life easier? We're going to give him one of the best wide receivers that most people have evaluated in the draft over the last 10 years. Oh, okay, that makes life easier. What else you going to do? We're probably going to sign another wide receiver and or offensive lineman to help him out. Right? Like, or you go the Caleb Williams route. We're taking Caleb Williams. How are you going to make his life easier? We're going to spend a boatload of money.
Hey, it's I get money. I get it. You got to climb out this off season, man.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is though. Like it's the part that I love about how Ryan Poles has done all of this is nothing has pinned him to the wall. Nothing has him to the point where it's like Ryan Pace by the end of his tenure, he had no choice but to take Justin Fields.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was like I have to figure out the quarterback position to save my job. Like there's no other thing I can do. Ryan Poles has I think this is probably, I'd say, the toughest decision he's had to make since being a GM. And I think there's only pressure on this one just because this is his first time either co-signing Justin Fields sticking around or co-signing or saying he's not good enough and we need to go on and get Caleb Williams.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting just to see how much time we got left. We got about another Monday is the opening of the legal tampering.
Yeah.
And then they sign free agents on Wednesday.
I'm not gonna lie
Ooh,
to
I
you,
can't
dog.
wait to see what
It's
we
gonna
do.
be
interesting week,
here's
dog.
here's the wild part that make over 200 in the chat, by the way. Over 200 in the chat.
200.
I was
like
like,
so.
it was like 190.
Here's what's going to be interesting about this. If the everything that we've heard recently is that the Bears are okay waiting out the Justin Fields process. The Bears are okay taking their time through this, and to the point where it's like we're okay letting quarterbacks go off the market. We're okay with letting quarterbacks maybe go to spots that we thought we were trading Justin Fields. We're okay with letting Russell Wilson play out. We're okay with letting Kirk Cousins play out. And that to me, like I've kind of been, not to say that I'm out on Justin Fields being here, but I think that from it would have to be the greatest pump fake of all time for Ryan Poles to trade the first overall pick with everybody believing that Caleb Williams is coming. Now, maybe he is pulling off the greatest pump fake of all time. But I think what sticks out to me about that is if we start to get past that March 11th date, does it kind of like move back slowly in Justin's favor where you just go, well, you've kind of gotten past the day where you thought it was going to be the best time to trade him. But now the value's got to be going the other direction.
But isn't that kind of true where, like they said, other teams have announced that, what's the name is seek to trade. He's asking for a trade, and it has not happened here.
Who? You talking about
Bears
Justin?
have not said that Justin Fields is,
No, Justin's not asking for a trade.
No, what I'm saying is though, typically though, a lot of teams like Russell Wilson, they allowing him for teams to talk to him. I think it's some other quarterbacks. Wasn't it Zach Wilson too? Like they want to
nobody's talking to Zach Wilson.
I know nobody wants
Zach Wilson's career is coming to an end. I hate to tell you
they
that.
will put that out there that he can actively shop for a trade, and that has not happened yet.
See, here's the whole thing behind me leaning towards Justin, because what you just said kind of contradicts what Ryan Poles has been saying about him wanting to do right by Justin and getting this done as quickly as possible. If they're going to be waiting for all these other quarterbacks to come off the market, that takes away the teams that could potentially be asking for Justin. What if Atlanta addresses their quarterback position? What if Kirk or Russell goes to Pittsburgh? You know what I'm saying? So does that really line up with what Ryan Poles just said about, well, we want to do right by him? We don't want to leave him in the grave for too long, but then this process drags out too long.
You can want to do right by him. Somebody's still got to want him. Somebody's still got to want to add him to their team. Somebody's still got to want to have him as their quarterback.
That's true.
And we try to do right by him. I'm sure that the Bears did gauge what Atlanta's feelings were on Justin Fields at the deadline. I'm sure that the Bears did go out there and try and figure out if Pittsburgh wanted Justin Fields and if they could pull off a deal. And from what we'd heard, there were some talks between Pittsburgh and the Bears on a Justin Fields trade. But at the end of the day, doing right by Justin means I'm trying to do everything I can to get you to the spot as quickly as I can. That doesn't mean that it's going to work, right? Like as much as we've said it with what he's gone through here, it continues. The NFL is unfair.
Yep.
A new one, the not fair league. Like it is not a fair league out there.
And the Russell Wilson situation actually leans to that because he was just reported to be on a plane going to the Giants today, supposedly going to Pittsburgh today as well, or heading that way. It's bad timing. Like you got to really put yourself in that situation. You know, any other time, if there's not a Russell Wilson on a potentially $2 million deal, like realistically, the other team that picks him up has that they don't have to pay him $37 million. Yeah. Russell Wilson on a $2 million deal is way more attractive than picking up Justin right now and having to commit to his 25, 26.
Yeah, but I think
it just is what it is.
Throwing Russell Wilson's name,
but it'll be 1 year,
because he's a starting quarterback.
Russ was good.
He was a good quarterback. It's like it's not even comparable. I'm not saying that Justin can't be better in the long run, but we're talking about right now in this situation. Yeah. You're talking about a coach who was who's the one of the most winningest coach
so you take
in the last 10 years on a hot seat because of Kenny Pickett, and he has on
the hot seat.
I mean, everybody's talking about firing him.
It's not that,
but
the
Steelers weren't. That's the thing.
That's true. just like everybody's trying to trade Justin in the business.
It's just creating stuff. Like there was some post about or an article. Caleb Williams was spotted at a Highland Park bank.
Yeah, maybe he's getting home.
Source. Yeah. And, he got in the limo and he flew off. It's just like LeBron in 2010.
I was just a light-skinned dude.
Yeah,
I was just a light-skinned dude with a napkin.
It's just frustrating because it's like it's just
been me before I got my haircut.
Story. It's just creating.
It was Jordan. It wasn't Caleb Williams. It was Jordan.
I was looking just like Caleb before I got my haircut. Hey, just saying.
A little more sleepy than Caleb. A little more sleepy. It was. Y'all should have seen him in Monopoly last night.
Shut up, Joe.
He was like a drug.
I ain't never seen Pat laugh that hard.
He rose from the dead. Hey, bro. Like, shut up, Joe.
Bro, me and Kid made a trade. He said, well, Kid had the assets to go out there and really try to make something happen here. Shut up, Joe.
He was so mad.
I ain't want to hear none of that explanation.
Joe was pouting the whole game.
Hey, man.
Hey, that's your fault. You missed jail too much.
I went to jail the first time. It was over.
It was over. Straight to jail. It was a bad time for you. Yeah, watch your back.
Right away.
Straight to jail. I think what makes the Bears' decision even tougher in this is we got to kind of like do a very quick show here. Not a quick show. We still got plenty of time to talk and stuff like that. But what makes this tough with the whole situation is something I want to get into coming up next, where the Bears now, the compensatory picks have been handed out. The Bears get none. 0 compensatory picks.
No soup for you.
How do you add in a draft that is absolutely loaded in multiple positions, add more draft capital? I think that we got to hit on that coming up next. And of course, we still got the Friday free-for-all to finish out the show. I think we got a pretty good one because there's some interesting stories out there this week. So we'll be on that. All that and more coming up on this episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. We'll be right back right after this. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching the show. Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Aura. Have you ever done a Google search on your own name? You'd be surprised what pops up. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, your relatives. It's all out there. And that's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests just for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use that information to help them access my social media, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. It's really simple to set up. I don't have to download several apps or go to things like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft, but you can get all of that in one place with Aura. I get everything at one affordable price as well. You may already have one or two of these tools, but not having Aura is like leaving the front door locked while leaving the back door and windows wide open. For you to be able to take advantage of Aura, we got a special deal for you here today. Stop data brokers from exposing your personal information. Go to my sponsor at https:/aura.com/the Windy City. Again, that is aura.com/the Windy City to get a 14-day free trial and see how much of your information is being sold. Yeah, Jordan. So, next time, man, just try and stay awake during Monopoly and you'll be fine, man. You know what I mean?
Shut up.
By the way, shout out to Joe for having the most dominant Monopoly game he's ever had.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
There you go.
You know why? because we kept the competitive.
You know why we kept the competitiveness.
Here we go.
We kept the competitive. Don't we have a show to do?
Nah, you know
because this guy here
Was about to
he
give
can't
up the
away
game.
All the monopoly.
No, I'm not trying to. I was trying. I wanted
giving
chaos.
away certain-
I was
he's
trying to
giving
let Pat
technically-
win.
property.
I wanted
technically-
chaos.
And Paris is
Hey,
just a
hey,
mastermind.
look.
He
Chaos,
has just
baby.
Hey, listen.
Gully control over
You doggone
Jordan.
right. Yeah,
making
okay.
Jordan
And
feel
because
bad.
he couldn't get
Sven
any property,
Gully?
he couldn't. Sven Gully.
Man,
He
you are
could
old.
not manipulate-
No, Joe.
Hey, this the
Joe is just a stingy
Bro,
monopoly
no,
player.
this the wildest part of
Yeah,
all
you
of
really
it.
are stingy.
This the wildest part of all of it.
What?
You didn't hear me complain, and technically you did the same thing. You gave Joe all the properties and all the money, and you didn't have
See, I didn't see that because I was.
No,
telling
he
you.
quit. It was over.
No,
then.
I was cool.
No, it wasn't.
No, technically
He
it wasn't.
could've
No,
took
no, no,
three
no.
hotels off of his
Technically,
crib
but it
and
wasn't
gave you
over though, Joe.
$1,500.
I
By
had to go.
definition
He was
of the
ready
game,
to
it
go.
wasn't
I had to
over.
go.
No.
He was ready to
I'm
go.
saying we at the end of the night. It was like it
Yeah,
was late.
but
That's all.
he
Yeah,
always
how you
I'm
win,
just-
though.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You got a
2
pity
hours
win.
later, it's 12
Yeah,
o'clock.
it
I
is
got
a-
to roll.
Pity
You
win.
was all sitting in the
We
couch for
finishing
an
the
hour.
game.
That's right.
Hey, we're going to play Monopoly on camera.
We got to play on stream. Hey man, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Showing love. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us here. Let's jump into
What?
Bears. Don't end up receiving any
Doggone right,
compensatory
Mike.
picks.
Only
There are
fans for
some
Monopoly.
Windy City board game talk.
Windy City board games. Welcome to the show.
Oh god.
It makes it a lot harder, right, going into this draft now because you thought maybe you get a couple or at least one, but now you're going in and you know you have 5 picks. You got 5 picks to do everything with. I think that maybe it does bring up the take the hall scenario again, right? Because realistically, to build out your I got these picks. I got the oh my goodness.
Man, I only got 4. I need about 10.
I need 10 picks, 2 quarterbacks,
2
1
quarterbacks.
wide receiver, 3 defensive tackles, and a partridge in a pear tree. But no, like I realistically think that it brings the conversation back around, especially as we continue to wait things out with Justin Fields because of the scenario that I laid out yesterday, right? Like it's how do you build a team that is 10 years? How do you build teams that are long term? You have to have that first team. Now, listen, you do have to have the quarterback position right.
That's a fact.
And you just do, right? If you're going to win multiple Super Bowls, if you're going to win multiple championships, for the most part, you have to have that quarterback position locked up. You're not going to win multiple championships with a mediocre quarterback. So you either need Justin Fields to develop a ton or you take Caleb Williams if you believe that he is that. But one way or the other, you still have to build through the draft and add young pieces. And this is a draft that I think you could have some long-term pieces in, but not with just the 5 picks that you have. So how do you believe the Chicago Bears go about trying to get some of these picks? Is the Hall still alive?
I think that you're trading, you're balancing between taking this quarterback or getting the rest of this team built. And I think that's the biggest way that Poles has right now.
If you stick with the 5 picks you have, that means you're saying you're going all in this year. If they're trying to get more picks, the only way to do that is to trade out of the number 1 spot, go down to 2, trade again, go down to 3, or some variation of that, and also trade the number 9 pick so you can get more picks. Ryan Poles' his track record has been he likes to make sure he has enough picks to go, strong in the draft. So, this doesn't look like a Ryan Poles draft right now with just 5. I'm thinking that they go with trading those top picks.
I'm on the other side. I still think one, like you
you
mentioned, you have to actually get your number 1 pick, right? And so, yeah, of course I am. I'm gonna break it down for you real quick, C-Dub. Because the one thing is the number 9 pick is very valuable for a lot of teams who actually need a quarterback. There are about 4 to 5 teams that need a quarterback that aren't picking in the top 10. Guess what? There are also 5 quarterbacks that, by some metric, Chris Williams has Bo Nix starting over Drake May. Like, that's a wild list, by the way. Drake May and Art fell around a tier 4 for him.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Drake May's like watching Drake May because now I've watched all of Caleb's games. Now I've started to break down some of the other ones. I've watched a ton of Jaden Daniels as well.
Drake May is dropping.
He's underwhelming.
He's
Like
dropping.
I'm not gonna say he's not underwhelming.
He's just nothing special.
He's
though.
whelming.
He doesn't excite
He's
you.
whelming.
He doesn't
Yeah,
excite you.
Yeah. He's
Like,
just there.
I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not underwhelmed. I'm just whelmed when I watch it.
I'm well.
I'm just whelmed.
So you're satisfied.
Yes. I like.
So if he was a Bears jersey, you'd be satisfied.
But
Hypothetically, and I'm not
you,
saying
you have to put a ton more around him. But yeah, if you build the team around him, I think he's going to be a good quarterback.
Cool.
I just think that he is
He's Brock Purdy.
I mean, if you put him on San Fran, yeah, he can be Brock Purdy. Like, I think that he's that level of quarterback where it's just like you're not getting the oh my God plays that you get from a Justin Fields or a Caleb Williams.
yeah.
But you're also not getting the oh my God plays where it's like, oh, like what the heck did he just do? Like,
so that's the
but
one
you
thing.
Take that as a 2. You know what I mean? Like that's why I say he's well.
So that's the one thing I'm saying. Like that number 9 pick again. There are 4 to 5 QBs in this draft that people are saying are starters in this league, not just bench sit a year. They said they could potentially start if they get to the right situations. Well, guess what? Poles can trade down. Pick up some more picks. He can trade down again from there, pick up his second. He can trade Justin Fields, hypothetically, pick up his third. Like he can fill out these other picks and still have one in each round. I don't think he's going to get 10 picks out of this thing.
I feel like
nor does he need to.
We're obsessing over picks. We're trying to get the right talent. Is the right talent? Are there impact players that we can get? He needs at least, like we said before.
You can't go that route and say trade number 1.
Huh?
You can't go that route and say, hey, we need the best players. You know,
no, I'm saying we got to get in this draft. I mean, at 1 and 9, you can at least get 2 starters, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And the idea is that how many? We're only so many pieces away from they'll from this team competing as it is. They need the defensive end. They need a center, safety, and a receiver. They really just need those 4 players. Now, what can they complement that in free agency? If they go ahead and just take Caleb, they didn't address those 4 yet. If they take the 9th pick, they might address 1. They might be able to get 2 starters in free agency, maybe even 3. You know,
well, yeah, they better get starters in free agency.
I know what I'm saying though is that
you got all this money.
The mentality is it's not that he wants to get so many picks to have picks, unless it's currency to trade to find talent that he's identified. So we don't know how their draft board is when in their war room, who they've graded that's a top player.
That's true
to them. So everybody, I mean, the pundits are saying, "Oh, Jared Verse could be this guy." No one was really saying Wright was the guy, right? To a degree.
No, realistically, and that's why I think like center's still in play. Like realistically, remember everybody was like judging Ryan Poles because he took Wright kind of high.
Right.
Like Darnell Wright was now I thought you took him right where you needed him. I loved Darnell Wright coming out of college. I was big fan. I thought that he was exactly if it was him and Broderick Jones were the 2 guys that I wanted to see the Bears go get. But Darnell Wright was a pure right tackle, and Broderick Jones was a pure left tackle. I think Broderick Jones struggled a lot this year too. But like, I think that is that to me is why you kind of look at that 9th pick and say, do you just go out there and take the player that you know you need if he's a 10-year fix, right? Do you go get a center, or do you go get Jared Verse where maybe that's a little bit high for him? Or do you maybe do a little bit less, trade back, try and get some of those guys, but still know that you're going to get some talented players there?
But that's why I think that Poles isn't done. When it comes to this draft, I don't think it's set in stone. I don't think that the 9th pick is set in stone. I don't think the 1st overall pick is set in stone. It's a strong possibility. And of course, you know, me saying this as a Justin Fields fan, that we do keep.
Of course you are.
We do keep Fields.
You like mid. That's what that
no. But okay, so Cap one time said, I want to chase greatness, right? That's what he told Pat. He said he want to chase greatness.
Yeah.
But what if greatness is already right here?
Hey, you would know by now.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, you would.
You would.
I think the expectation, and this is what I said to Cap yesterday, the expectation of, and I agree, Justin Fields right now, if Kirk Cousins stays 4th best quarterback in the division. But he's also behind the 4th best offensive line. He had the 4th best coaching, and he had the 4th. He definitely had the 4th best center at a minimum. Had the 4th, and has the 4th best wide receiving core in the division.
And so
he's supposed to be first, with a offensive 4ths.
You have to improve the
every
4th best receiver
for sure.
Yeah.
And so how are you supposed to?
Every other
I'm gonna say this. We didn't say that coming into the season. We didn't say that halfway through the season.
Coming into the season, we thought Chase Claypool wasn't going to be a piece.
Coming into the season, even toward the second half.
Coming into the season, we thought Chase. Claypool
remember on this same platform before we played Green Bay last time, we trashed Green Bay. We also trashed their receivers.
That is true.
We said that we had a better squad than they did. They smoked us.
But the season didn't play out as that.
Right.
It was the last game of the season.
You have to go based on what
It was the last game of the season. The season did play out.
You
like
have
that.
to go based on what the season played out as.
Yeah.
Green Bay went to the playoffs, won a playoff game versus Dallas,
Right.
and lost a tough playoff game in the next round.
No one had their receivers ranked over us, not even us. Even in that last game, no one had their
But the
quarterback.
Are you talking about in Green Bay?
I'm talking about Green Bay.
Dude, they had Christian Watson,
Yeah,
Jaden Reed,
they
they
have
got
a better-
Nixon.
they
They
have
have
a
way
we
better
had their
overall
receiving core. We probably didn't say individually. Nobody's better than DJ Moore.
I think the issue.
I think the only receiver in the division that's better than DJ Moore is Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
But that's not your core.
right,
So DJ Moore is great.
and nobody was scared of the
And the
defense.
rest of the receivers, I'll ask y'all this.
Oh,
Just to over 300
Hold up.
just
Get the lights
to
up.
drive the point home. And here's my point with all of this, right? How do we change that for Caleb? That's my point. You have to
Exactly.
change that for Caleb. You
Yeah.
can't expect Caleb to be Pat Mahomes and he's behind the fourth best offensive line. He's
Right.
got the fourth best wide receiving core. He's got the fourth best coaching in the division. But just to drive the point home, who's outside of DJ Moore? Who is the last wide receiver to catch a touchdown
Wow.
You talking about
Well, I mean, technically-
this year on the Chicago Bears?
Technically, it was Komet, but
No,
Man,
wide
tight end.
receiver. Last
Receiver.
wide receiver outside of DJ Moore to catch a touchdown.
no, it was Mooney.
Tyler
Nope.
Scott.
It wouldn't be Tunyon.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna go with
It's not- it's not-
what's your boy's name?
Tyler Scott,
No, Tyler Scott didn't score.
Equinemius Brown.
It ain't Mooney.
Nope.
No, it's the dude that just got signed. And
Nope.
What's his name?
Who was it?
The fact that we can't
Chase
think about it.
Claypool in week 2.
Oh, against Tampa Bay.
Ah.
Against Tampa Bay.
Oh,
Remember Chase Claypool
snap.
ran that nice little you dig right down the middle and foul, Justin hit him.
That is crazy.
Hey,
That is the last wide receiver outside of DJ Moore to score a touchdown for the Chicago Bears.
There goes the
And we're
argument.
sitting here questioning, well, why couldn't he be better than this? That's why I want Caleb to get better. Like, if you go get Caleb, fine. And this is what Cap was trying to say to me yesterday. He's like, if everyone tells you go get Caleb in the room, you're going to take Justin Fields. No, I pay these people to be brain trusts.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Caleb Williams if everyone tells me you got to take this guy.
Well, just don't beat Ryan Pace when you do.
Yeah, I mean,
Were
like
you
that's
convinced?
what, and that's
Were you
literally the point I made. Like, I'm not shrouding up in a hoodie, going to the Sun Bowl, we're trying to pay people $20 not to say it's me. And then when he pulls up in the Toyota Corolla, I'm leaving there with a bear claw. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what I'm doing.
Hey, but let me ask
So
you
like
this.
it's about building your team so that we don't have stats like that.
Exactly.
Well, you
There's
won.
one wide receiver that scored touchdowns all season.
That's crazy. Hey, but so check it out, right? And so Bears Twitter is going crazy right now, right? Bears Twitter is going crazy all day, and it's not off of somebody who's considered a reputable source, but this guy named Mikey Bear Down Cuz,
Oh,
who
geez.
is verified, by the way.
Oh,
But but listen to me, kid. Listen to me,
Anybody
kid.
can get verified
Mikey
now.
Bear down, cuz. I bet.
Let me tell you, though.
My man crippin' in here, cuz.
Think about
I
it, right?
bet.
Bears Twitter is going nuts over this.
This man came with his troll page.
I know Mikey.
But why
I know Mikey.
But why is
Mikey
Bears
is
Twitter going
reputable.
crazy over this? He said, I have it from a source as close to the situation as you could be. At this point, that Justin Fields is, in fact, staying in Chicago, barring something very unforeseen, drastic. Still no official word on what the Bears going to do with the pick.
I
But-
saw
What does
that.
that mean?
But, the fact that it's trending,
That doesn't mean anything.
Well, I mean, it's trending.
That
'cause
man
people like
said
to hear that.
nothing at the
I
same
like to hear
time.
that.
That man said,
I
unless
ain't gonna lie, I
something
like to hear that too.
happens, which is the exact same spot we're in.
It's
Yo,
trending because it
hey.
makes us happy.
Thanks, Cal.
Hey, that's just like that
Shot or no
West.
shot.
What was that dude? That West.
Hey, I'm with you though. I'm with you though,
Hey,
Cal.
Pat, shot
That
or no
spoof
shot.
thing, that troll page
I'm
from
with
New
you,
York,
Lord.
that West,
Goldberg?
no, it's a dude. He's not even real. I'll find it in just a second. He's
The
not even-
basketball one?
No, it's a
Oh, okay.
Giants page. It's a troll page. He's not
Oh,
even
I
a
don't
real
know.
person.
Yeah, bro,
He's trending right now for saying the same
Now-
stuff.
now-
I'm not trying to hear that, bro.
No,
Stop.
now I do know the Mikey does a show and he's trying to do like the media thing. So he's seems like he has been more credible. But like I can't just base like everything off of that. I'm not gonna build an entire show around that. Like NFL insiders. And
Hey,
this is
tell cuz we
this is the
appreciate
thing,
it.
This is the thing I love. This is the thing I love. Everybody's got a source until the source is wrong.
Then
right?
what happened?
Remember last year we had a source very close to the situation that said that when Allen Williams was when everything went down with Allen Williams, Peanut Tillman came rappelling down the side of Hallis Hall, kicked directly into Kevin Warren's office, silenced everybody else, and was like, listen, we got to talk. Shows him the letter. Matt Eberflus walks in, breaks into tears. Kevin Warren rips his shirt open and pours like his sackcloth and pours ashes over his head for mourning. Like, no, like everybody's got a source on all this stuff, bro.
I
Like
know this King Booker where my sources just let me know that they don't know where and when, but something is happening.
That's true.
I don't know about that one. Like that's a source because we like what he said. Like,
Yeah.
and at the end of the day, I think that the part that's tough, right? The fact that the Bears don't get any compensatory picks, and we're talking about creating this, is to, if you do take Caleb Williams, put him in the best situation to be successful. I don't know if a backup guard starting at center who's never done it before is the best situation to be successful. It didn't work for Justin Fields. I don't know if
he could be the next Akeem Hicks. You know, I mean, who knows?
He could be the next.
In terms of a center, like, you know, you get this guy that was like, you know, under the radar, and he ends up becoming a Pro Bowler. We don't know if this guy.
I don't think Akeem Hicks was under the radar, Joe.
No,
I think
he
you
was
just weren't paying attention to him.
No, I
Akeem
wasn't.
Hicks was pretty good in New Orleans.
He was
decent in New Orleans.
He was he a Pro Bowler?
No.
Okay, thank you. That's what I was.
He said, rest my case.
But he wasn't someone that just came out
He
of
also
nowhere.
wasn't on a good
under
defense
the
there.
radar. Nobody was like, "Oh snap, we got Akeem Hicks."
Oh, snap.
It was like the Bears signed Akeem Hicks to 3 years.
Oh, we got a guy.
He definitely got better
He
here.
got better. That's
He
all I'm
got better
saying.
here.
Jesus.
Oh no, because he wasn't
Lord
from the
sake.
Saints. No, who was he from? He was from
He
the.
started off with the Patriots, and then
No, he
with the
started
Saints.
off with the Saints. He went to the Patriots.
Okay,
He went to the Patriots.
Either
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
my point is that he
What's your
got
point,
better.
Joe?
That's all I'm trying to say.
He did get better.
This
Hey,
guy
he
could
made his
possibly-
point.
No, no.
Is it? Was he a Pro Bowler? No. All right, cool. He was a Pro Bowler here.
There's a lot of dudes that play in the NFL that ain't Pro Bowlers. I mean, they overtake him.
I mean, technically, Mitch is a Pro Bowler.
Gross.
Mitch is a Pro Bowl
Nobody cares
QB.
about the Pro
I
Bowl
know.
anymore. Hey man,
Them contracts.
but I think that is really, when you look at it, right, what it comes down to.
Oh my God, this is hilarious.
You're
Hold
on Pat's
dog.
show trying
Hold
to
on.
roast
The National Choir is saying we're trading.
and running with Ryan Tannehill. Yeah, dog. Like that's where the reports are at this point with all of it, honestly. I think my goal, and I think a lot of Justin Fields fans' goals, is to get off of this hellish carousel. If
Moving on.
we got 3 weeks. How much time we got left?
well, not even just the conversation. It's just like the idea that you get a rookie quarterback, he has a struggle season, you fire the coaching staff, you bring in a new coaching staff, you develop this quarterback for 2 years, he underwhelms, you got to find another quarterback again. Like we're 15 years into this cycle, realistically speaking, 20 years into this cycle. When was Rex here? Rex is our last longest tenured QB.
That's nearly 20 years.
That had
crazy.
not longest that had
Success.
the same offensive coordinator.
Sort of. I think he had Ron Turner, and then he might have had.
But he had him for like 3-4 years.
I would say, yeah. Ron
Jay
Turner,
Cutler we counted it up yesterday. Jay Cutler had 5
March.
offensive coordinators.
Tyson, Gase. Who else did he have?
Imagine what would have
Jay
happened with
Cutler had
continuity with Jay
Five-
Cutler.
Hey, he had
Trust
5
me.
offensive coordinators and no left tackle the entire time.
Sure did.
Imagine if,
When Tate
Hey.
retired, that was a wrap for that O-line.
hey, but he showed you enough to keep him through all 5 of them, didn't he?
No.
No, it was just
They were enamored
it was
with-
just a different era
They
back
were-
then.
but they were
number
enamored
one
that they
in-
thought
in
he was
Bears
the
history.
guy.
No, it was just a different era back then, though. Like you were getting gaps of years where you weren't getting quarterbacks out of the draft. Like it
That's
was
true.
like you were like
He was
you were taking a chance. Like you were like, all right, here we go, Christian Hackenberg. Oh God, wait a minute. Like
I think it's the same situation. It's just that you keep thinking that some of these quarterbacks can overcome some of the adversity that these quarterbacks are coming into. And Jay Cutler was no different. I mean, he was a 4,500 yard passing quarterback. You know, he was a Pro Bowler.
45 year
He threw for 4,500 yards
Where?
in Denver.
Oh, in Denver.
Oh,
okay.
yeah,
I was,
yeah.
I was about to
Let me
say-
say, he definitely hit that here.
When he came over here, everybody was excited for him. But
Joe,
Did he do?
are you saying that the Bears should address all the other positions? outside of quarterback in order for the
because
team
he
to
could
actually move forward?
exactly because he can regress. I agree with. Hey, I'm all about building the team up.
Wow.
Isn't
Well, that
amazing?
one was he threw for 4,200 yards in Denver. That one was
42,
different though
45.
because
I love this back and forth with Jordan. Jordan says we should build up everything else. It's like, yeah, Jordan, we get all those other pieces. You know what can happen? We can end up like all those teams that made it to the playoffs and failed because they didn't have the right QB.
It's
The first step is making it to the playoffs.
yes, we got to get to the playoffs.
Hey, we made the. Hey, hold on.
God.
We made the playoffs with Mitch.
Hey, listen,
We're gonna make it back. We're gonna make it back.
I'm sorry, man.
We
Yes,
gotta
he
make
did.
it to the
Mitch got
playoffs,
there
baby.
what? Oh, he did make it back. He
With the
really did.
Bills.
No,
I just want to win a game.
Hey,
No, he made it twice.
Hey, no, Mitch got back with the Bears. That second one, remember all of a sudden the Bears got in one year and it was like they added an extra playoff spot. We was like, we shouldn't be.
Oh,
here.
the extra game.
I don't want it.
Exactly.
I don't want it.
Now
I
we're
don't-
begging
yeah,
for it.
I'm tired of that. I agree. I think if we can get the trenches built on the offensive side, defensive side first, that's going to give you what you asked. How long do you get these teams that last that long?
Yeah.
And to your point, if you don't have that line, it doesn't matter if it's Caleb or Justin Fields.
And I love my favorite thing is when people bring up Joe Burrow and you start. Well, Joe Burrow was able to make it to a Super Bowl without an offensive line.
That's
he's
a rare.
dead.
That's a rare occasion.
And
right
he's
there.
dead.
Hey, listen.
He's
Hey,
dead.
Hey, hey, his career got cut in half.
He's
Oh,
dead.
His
dead.
career is cut in half, dog.
Like what are we talking about? He has been in the league what 4 years now?
More than that.
Yeah.
No, 4 years. I think.
2017.
No,
No, not 20.
Ooh,
That's,
he's
that's,
well
that's
after-
Lamar. I'm sorry.
He- I
He's
think
been in the league
2020, right? 2020 draft, I
2020.
think, because he was right before COVID. Maybe 19. He was right before COVID.
It was 19.
I mean, but that's a rare occurrence.
ACL injury,
Yep.
Super Bowl,
That knee. Ooh,
Messed up
Jesus,
knee.
that knee. Woo.
ACL
Yeah.
injury.
I remember that one.
He
I
won the
remember that
What
Heisman
was
in
it? Foot.
2020.
He had the foot this year.
It's
Hey,
not that.
That man is Andrew
The
Luck.
point is that these guys
Yeah.
that are the consensus
Yeah.
number one typically are actually pretty good quarterbacks. They go to bad spots, and then a lot of times they can't overcome it. I mean, even Carson Wentz would look like he was on the way to a Pro Bowl.
Well, he was nice. Yeah,
He
he was
was
nice
nice.
for a
on-
minute.
He
was
was on a
nice.
Pro Bowl season
Yo.
and got hurt. And
I'm not gonna lie.
Were the Bengals worse than the Bears are now when they drafted Joe?
yeah, they were not.
Yeah.
They were legit.
That was the
Oh,
first
man.
overall
Bengals
pick in
are-
2020.
Wait.
They own-
So,
they
Joel,
own-
are you saying that if you get the right
You
QB
always
with
trying to-
better,
you
a
always
little
trying to
better
flip my
infrastructure,
words.
you could potentially go to the playoffs if you draft the right guy?
If they,
Are you
this
saying that?
team is
Cincinnati
not
had a better
bad.
team
The
already.
whole point is that we're
It was a
we're
bad
I'm trying to
team.
use my words.
But we're
No, they had a bad
we're in the
quarterback.
middle of the pack right now.
They
So
didn't
it's
know
not
all of
like you're going to the worst team. Caleb is inheriting a much better team than, say, like we talked about the other day, how Justin inherited this team.
If
The
it's
team
Caleb.
did progress to a point.
Yeah.
So there is some sense of growth, and now you have a new offensive coordinator, and so the line is, if they fix the center, there is some improvement. They think that the left tackle is going to be the guy to use, or they're going to hold on to him until they can upgrade. They might go into the
Braxton?
season with Braxton.
Yeah.
They're going to go into the season with Tevin. We agree that Wright is good, but we need a center for sure.
Here's my dream scenario on the offensive line. They believe in Ryan Bates enough that they feel like he could be a starter. They were going to sign him to be a starter.
Joe Burrow was 2020, by the
You
way.
bring in Ryan Bates, Joe Burrow 2020. So yeah, he's been so ACL, Super Bowl, foot, knee, ACL.
You know, his Super Bowl is just trying to beat Mahomes, you know, at
I
this
like
point.
this. I like
That's
this
everybody, yeah.
I like
That's
Josh
if we
Allen,
beat
too.
Mahomes, no matter where it was, that's our Super Bowl.
I like this comment.
Stafford couldn't win without a good team built around him, and he had Megatron in Detroit. No, that's not true. Stafford, that defense was bad that year, but Stafford had a good offense.
No. The point is,
Plus,
that
I mean, that was
Stafford
like
was
prime
still
Aaron
shining.
Rodgers too.
The defense was all right. Some of that's coaching, but
The
it's
defense
still
kind of fell
it's
off.
still a combination of like
Because
building-
they went to the playoffs that year, wasn't it? Like Reggie Bush, Megatron. They had another wide
and they
receiver
got,
there.
I guess they got cheated against
Yeah,
Dallas.
yeah.
I remember that.
But I think here's my thing with all of it, and to kind of put a bow on all of this is, oh no, I was saying my dream scenario for bringing in a young quarterback. You brought in Ryan Bates. We kind of feel like maybe Tevin Jenkins is healthy, maybe he's not, but we all sort of feel like Nate Davis may not be the right pick.
Yeah.
I'm willing to give him the time to see, but we'll see.
Yeah.
You lose somebody that close to you, I'm gonna give you some time to get over it.
That's
But
out
at
of
the end of the
control.
day, you got a job to do here. You making $10 million for it. But you put Bates at left guard. and you recreate that monster that we saw on the right side with Darnell Wright and Tevin Jenkins.
Come on.
And you just run the football right the entire game. Then hey, look. Then you put Tyreek Stevenson at quarterback. You run the football the entire game.
Oh,
You run the football the entire game,
Oh, man.
bro. That right side,
Yeah.
and this is why I said that, because that was great.
Yeah.
That was actually great. That right side of that line was great, and so like I think that upgrading to great and bringing in a guy like Ryan Bates, maybe you can trade Nate Davis. Maybe you can move on from Nate Davis. He's a good guard.
He's depth.
Well, no, I think he's a good guard, but he's a starter. $10 million, you start. If I paid you $10 million, you on the field.
On the field.
You know how much of a drop off the NFL is? It'd be like, dude makes 20, 15, 10, and then like the next dude is like 850,000.
Yeah.
Like if I'm paying you $10 million, you getting on the field. So I think that is that would be my dream scenario for the fixing the offensive line. You still got to address the center. Maybe left tackle. I would address left tackle, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
But
he's going to get about $11 million this year.
yeah.
Well, I say one thing.
You're playing.
That 3 technique, we definitely need it, but somebody just got paid. Justin Madubuike, 4 years, 98
Dang
million.
it.
But that
4
was
years,
that's what was
98
reported
million.
that he
Who?
would do, so
Justin Madubuike just getting
Oh.
paid.
yeah, we figured he was going to get
Good
that would have
Lord.
been a great get.
4 years, 98 million, includes 75.5
Shout
million.
out to
total.
Madubuike.
God.
That's a contract.
Hey, they got some money in that
Some
defense,
contract.
bro. They not giving Lamar no more help. They say you get one leg
That's
of
it.
Odell the rest of your days. you get Odell on his dying legs the rest of your days. Hey man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Let's finish out the show, boys, with a little bit
Oh, yeah.
of a Friday free-for-all. I'm always down for a good Friday free-for-all. Does
Here we go.
that sound bad?
Here we go.
Here we go. Speaking of here we go, Russell Wilson making his tour of the East Coast, visiting the Giants today, and gonna be coming back a little mid here to kick it with the Steelers. What team does Russell Wilson fit best with heading into next season? I mean, like I look at the Giants and I'm like, okay, but you're getting rid of like the main weapon. Nobody. So like, why would that work? Steelers make sense to me. Steelers honestly makes the most sense to me because you got wide receivers there, you got a running game there, you got options there. Or is Russell Wilson going to Atlanta and he's taking Sierra back home? Woo!
That's my
Sierra
number
in
one
the
choice.
summers of Atlanta?
That's my number one.
Oh,
But she may not want to go home like that. Sometimes they might want to get away.
hey, that's what Future meant when he said, I'm going to get my back.
Right.
Whoa.
He's
Sensation.
in the same area. That
Hey, Russ, do yourself a
Cold
favor.
world
Go to the
over there.
Steelers, baby.
Go to the
Yo,
Steelers.
Steelers, baby. Don't
you chance it.
don't put yourself in that situation.
Every woman has one man that always has access to her. Just make sure you're that one man.
Bar.
Oh, snap.
No, I would say I like Pittsburgh for Russ.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I feel like that makes the most sense to me, honestly.
right.
How you feel back there, JC?
Yeah.
You're a Russ guy? You a
No,
Russ guy?
I'm not a
This
Russ
dude
guy,
thinks
but
Fields is better
I got
than
something
Russ.
else for Friday Free.
Oh, what you got? What you got?
Yeah,
Contributing.
Just going to start out by saying Netflix, July 20th, 80,000 seat capacity at AT&T Stadium.
Oh, boy.
Mike Tyson versus
Oh, that's on the
Jake
list.
Paul, baby.
Is it Jake or Logan? I thought
It's
it was
Jake.
Logan.
No,
Is
it's
it
Jake. I'm looking right at it. Jake Paul
Jake.
versus Mike Tyson.
Listen.
27-year-old versus a 58-year-old. Are you
Jake
kidding
got
me?
hands though.
I want
I ain't gonna lie.
Look,
I
hey.
looked at that last fight. I was like, no, that's
Yeah,
a
Hey,
he
good
still
set.
ain't
I got my
fighting
money
people
on
that
Mike.
box.
I'm so tired.
Mike finna
I got
slap
my
that
money
man
on-
silly.
And he got that old man strength.
Hey, listen. This is the moment that I was like, why would anybody ever step in a ring with Mike Tyson? Mike is 57,
58.
58.
He'll be 58
He'll be
when
58 by the
they
fight.
fight.
Y'all ever seen that clip where Mike Tyson talks about killing the animal inside of him?
And he cried.
Bro, that's the scariest clip I've ever seen in my life. That man said, you just feel like such a punk and you just want to
That's a good. That's a
you
good.
want to kill somebody and you don't understand. I want to tear your heart out. And it's like
Like, okay.
Don't have a flashback, Mike. Like, I wouldn't, bro.
Like-
Mike Tyson could be dead for 10 years, and I wouldn't want to fight the ashes of Mike Tyson, bro. Like, I'm not fighting Mike Tyson.
What?
I will say this. The one thing that we do know about the Paul brothers is I believe they both have taken part in WWE.
Yes.
And that
Mainly Logan.
And boxing.
mainly Logan, right? And that they're very.
He's a U.S. champ right now.
They're very they know how to play the storyline to make money.
Yeah.
They know it's entertainment.
They know how to make money.
If
Let's
we
just
see
it's-
Mike Tyson go down, I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably saying that it's all fake.
Hey, that would set
I'm
the
probably
world.
saying that every one of the fights
Yeah,
is fake.
man. It's
Hey, that would set the
yeah.
world on
I
fire.
really think Mike
Yes.
Tyson could get Buddy them hands. I ain't gonna lie
Yes.
to you.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
Oh, he
like
will.
how he fought Roy Jones Jr.
Hey,
He looked great.
no, but here's the thing. This is
Nah,
you can actually
No,
throw
that was-
punches. You can actually throw punches.
Roy didn't want them to actually throw them hands.
No, exactly.
No, he did.
With the Roy Jones fight, you
That
couldn't
was
hit people
exhibition.
in the face.
You
You
think
couldn't
Mike
hit,
Tyson ever
bro.
gonna fight this
Mike
dude?
stopped himself. It was like 2 times where he did the little boom
it was gonna come up.
and came with the right,
Hey,
and he was like,
check
I can't
this
hit
out,
him in
though.
the face,
But this
and
is
then
a
pulled it
publicity
back
stunt.
and hit him in the body.
It's a publicity, son. It's all for the money for
Pat-
both
Pat-
sides. That's what it's all about.
Check this out. This is how arrogant Jake Paul is, though. He said, it's crazy to think that in my second pro fight, I went viral for knocking out Nate Robinson on Mike Tyson's undercard. Now, less than 4 years later, I'm stepping into the ring to face Tyson myself to see if I have what it takes to beat one of boxing's most notorious fighters and biggest icons. He's 58. You ain't beating him. You ain't fighting him in his prime. You're
It
acting
don't-
like he's
that
the
don't
same
matter.
It
person.
don't matter though.
Mike
Nah,
Tyson has more to lose in this. To
That
be
man
honest with you.
smoked
I don't think
ganja
he-
every
he ain't
doggone
gonna
day.
lose.
If he lose, we all gonna go. He's 58.
Yeah.
He's 58.
It's 58.
He's not going to lose. It's going to be a draw.
It's how he loses. If
It's
he get
all
knocked
about
out, this is
the
gonna be a
money.
problem.
It's a draw. This is all for entertainment. They're going to make.
Now,
They get Mike with
here's
what?
my question:
Nah.
Which promo mic are we getting?
Huh?
Which promo mic are we
I
getting?
eat your kids.
That's what I want to know. I'll
I
take your heart inside out. Now eat your kids.
I'll make you love
kill
me.
all your fans. I
I'm
kill all
gonna
your
eat
fans.
you on the dining room table.
I'm gonna eat you
for dinner, and I'm gonna get my energy right
By the
back.
time I get done with you, you'll have no subscribers.
I want to eat his
Oh,
children.
snap.
Praise be to Allah.
Hey, right. You never know which mic you're gonna get.
He
So
ain't getting that. Mike is. He's gonna make what? Make $20 million off of that?
That's crazy.
What's the
he
number?
probably gonna make
That's
more
a
than
lot
that,
of
folks.
No, it's amazing.
Bro,
It's
he
a
probably
great
probably
payday.
gonna get up to like 40,
I
50
mean,
million.
I kind of want to watch it because it's Mike Tyson.
Oh, I'm
I'm
watching.
still gonna watch
Oh, I'm
Mike's
definitely.
No, I wasn't gonna watch it. I was gonna catch it on the rerun. Like I mean,
Well, I'm
You
not
gotta
paying
catch it
for
live
I'm
when
not
Twitter
paying
is
for it.
going
I'm
on.
not paying for it.
listen, I was gonna let.
I might pay for it. I ain't gonna lie.
I was
to
gonna
you.
let one of y'all
No,
tell me.
you know what?
I
You know
paid
why?
for
You know
the
why?
Roy Jones one.
You know why I paid for
You
it?
got mad at the Roy Jones.
No.
Roy Jones
No, I knew there was two old guys.
You know,
fighting each
you
other.
know why
Yeah.
I would pay for it though, because I think that I it's not gonna be like a 1-round knockout. It's gonna be showmanship. It's gonna be let's give him a show. Let's take this to distance. So like it's not like you paying for a Mike Tyson fight back in the day. You paying for
Yeah,
probably 6-7 rounds.
Mike didn't go
You
6,
think it's
7
going
rounds
that
in his
long?
prime. Because
Mike-
Mike didn't go
he
6,
has-
7
he has
rounds in
a
his
little bit
prime.
of
What I'm
time.
saying is because Mike in his prime was like, I'm gonna eat your kids. I'm gonna kill you in the first round, and then he would actually go, not the kids part, but like he would actually go out there and knock you out in the first round.
But he's 57.
Like,
No,
Yes,
that's
but
not happening.
it's showmanship.
Correct.
It's not for real.
None of this is definitely not for real.
No,
I just missed, wait, I
he'd
missed
hurt.
that
He'd
part.
hurt
So
Jake.
Is it on just Netflix?
It's on
Yeah,
Netflix.
it's on Netflix.
So I can just go. I don't have to.
Well, you already paid for Netflix,
Yeah.
so that's the
So
whole
I can
point.
just
Is
turn it on.
They're gonna raise their subscription.
There's no
cost.
way. I like what's my man Christensen said. The boxing. Who's sanctioning to let a 57-year-old man, box? I guess they'll let him.
Well, it's because he knows how to
Oh,
box.
it's George
He's not a
Foreman.
random
He got them
57-year-old.
old hands,
How old
man.
was George Foreman when he came back? Because he beat Michael Moore.
Oh yeah.
He was.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I think if it's a real, like let's say it's not the showmanship, it's a real fight. Who you got?
Mike. If there's no holding back,
No
Mike.
holding back. It's a real
Mike.
fight.
I got Mike.
I'm gonna always pick Mike.
And you got until July to get ready, Mike.
He's still 57.
That's the part.
Hey, but
That's
he-
the part.
hey, he
That's
still
the part.
throw
That's the
hands.
part.
Mike.
He
I'm
still
not
throw
saying that
hands.
I think he's a better fighter, but it just
No.
the one thing I do respect the fact is that Jake Paul has actually been working at it.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at he's 30 years younger. He's been in the gym and stuff like that. I know he's not a more skilled fighter. I know he doesn't have the
Who
power.
has he
But
fought?
can he
I
go
mean,
the distance and outlast a near 60-year-old?
Hey.
Probably.
Hey,
I don't know about that.
This will be hopefully the reverse of Rocky 4. He died. He died.
No.
Apollo's going to knock out.
No, this is gonna be
What
what was that one bad one? It was a Rocky. It was
Wasn't
like
it Hulk
it was just
Hogan?
Rocky.
It was Hulk Hogan and Rock.
That was
Rocky.
horrible. That was terrible.
Wasn't that
Yeah,
like
that
the last one? He was super old.
No, yeah, when he was super old, I
like
think it was
5.
just called Rocky.
He was just Rocky. Yeah,
and he
yeah.
was
I
like
know what you're
55
talking
years
about.
old. Just
Tarver. He fought
Tarver,
against
yeah.
Tarver.
Yeah.
Oh, this
So-
is that. Oh,
This is that.
Forgot
So
about
George
This is
Foreman
that.
was 47 in his last fight.
Mike is 10 years older.
That's really old.
47.
I ain't gonna lie. Only reason I think that Mike probably would win is because Mike was also a tactician when it came to boxing. I think he understands he probably doesn't have the same power at this point, so he's got to win with points as well. Like if you get in a serious match here and it's a real boxing, you dig? Like he might end up actually being able to tag Jake Paul up or Logan Paul up enough, and then you just got to catch him one good time.
One time.
No, this is
Hey,
gonna
he
be
got
like,
old man strength,
hey,
folks.
yeah, old man
remember,
strength.
was it Rocky? Was it that same Rocky where the trainer was like, "Look, you got a bad knee.
Yeah, it was that
You
one.
can't run for nothing. So all we're gonna concentrate on is power.
Yep.
Straight raw.
That's it.
Power. That's all we got.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, Jake ain't never felt punched like that, man.
When you talking about a guy that was the number one, I mean, the greatest boxer of our generation, and
Probably
last
one of the
generation.
all time. One of the all time.
22 years ago.
I mean, shoot, I probably it's a long time ago.
It's a long
You-
time.
I'm not fighting Mike. I'm not fighting Mike.
Hey, you have kids that don't even
But
realize
I think the tough part about it is too, like Jake, like when you watch Jake or Logan, whichever one it is,
It's
Jake. When you
Jake
watch,
can actually box.
when you watch Jake has gotten better as a boxer.
Yes, he has.
He has professional
But he's
trainers.
But
Yes,
he
he
is
has.
not a. I think the thing is like he's not a natural boxer,
No.
and so there's still like that a little bit of slowness and like okay, this is what I need to do because you're trying to think on the technical side of it. Mike Tyson been boxing so long, like when you see him teach people, he's like, so what you want to do is this. You want to really get in there and then it's like what the.
He still has
Like it's
some of
just
that.
natural
He
to
still
him,
got
so it's
some of
like
that, yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm be tuned in.
I'll say this. I'm happy for him.
We're watching here on the TV. We got internet now, y'all. We can watch stuff on
I'm
TV.
happy for
Hey!
Mike because Mike needs this. He's that person. He needs this type of outlet. Like hot boxing with Mike Tyson wasn't. I mean, you could tell he
That's a
needs
good
this.
show, actually.
It
I
is.
was about to say,
But
yeah, that was-
he needs
that was
this
good.
type of interaction. And like, so I'm happy to see that he actually gets a real exhibition where he can probably throw hands, win or lose. I'm just happy that he has that opportunity at his age to kind of fulfill that need. So,
Hey, Pat, one more nugget before we get off
like
to another one. One more nugget from Friday Free Fall. So this is the reason why I brought up Justin Madubuike. That deal is almost 24 a year. I think 4 year, 98 million. So this probably is going to bump Christian Wilkins' asking price to well over 25.
Oh yeah, easy.
So that's why I was bringing
Easy.
that up.
Oh yeah, you paying some money. You're paying some money if you're going to get Wilkins. You're paying some money if you're going to get Daniil Hunter. I think that upped everybody on that defensive line's asking price. Let's finish it out with this one, boys. The Oscars are coming up. Does anyone care anymore?
No,
it's coming up. When is it?
When is the last
I
year
didn't
that
even
you
know.
cared about the Oscars?
when my parents made me watch it when it was on.
There we go.
Bro, I think this is what was interesting to me when I looked it up because I saw it and I was like, oh, the Oscars are coming up. All right, like
When was the Oscars when Will Smith smacked Chris Rock?
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, I
that
didn't
was.
care. That's
That's
why
the
I
only
didn't
reason.
care.
I
didn't watch it,
Hey, that's the only thing to get
I
us
didn't
watching.
watch
If,
it, though.
if somebody getting slapped every Oscars, like that
Oh,
would get me
snap.
intrigued.
Slapping.
What it is what movies are worth you caring about that they win anyway.
And
All the
that,
movies
and
are
that,
fun.
and that
What
is
movies?
my point. I wanted to ask y'all, have y'all seen any of these movies that are up for Best Picture? And I
Oh,
think that's
boy.
why people
What-
just
what is
don't
the list?
care
I'm about to
anymore.
get this-
What's the
Because
list?
now it's
Here
all
we go.
about, it's a masterpiece. You have to watch the masterpiece. It's like, what was the biggest movies of the year at the box office? Let's get those back in there, right?
So what was
The
Barbie.
Holdovers,
no?
What was that?
Who?
American Fiction,
What was that?
The Zone of Interest,
Who?
Barbie.
Who?
No.
I saw
Now we all
well,
know
yeah,
Barbie.
we seen
We all
Barbie.
know Barbie. I
That
think
movie was
I
trash.
saw it because it was on at home.
Sure, Joe.
Was no.
Oppenheimer.
Masterpiece.
I wanted to see that.
Masterpiece. No,
I haven't seen that yet.
that movie right there.
I heard it was
especially if you
boring,
really
but I
like
heard
the
it was
history of
good.
it.
I heard it was
Masterpiece.
It was a long movie.
Yeah.
Poor
Like
Thing.
3 hours.
No.
Past Lives.
What was the last one?
Poor
Poor
Things.
things.
I
Nope.
heard about that.
No.
I didn't
With Emma Stone.
Yeah.
Nope.
Past Lives.
Nope.
No, what?
Anatomy of a Fall.
Nope.
Absolutely.
Maestro.
Nope.
Saw that.
I don't even know what that
You
is.
saw that? Killers of the Flower Moon.
I saw
Nope.
that.
Oh, that
That's
was
good.
no,
You saw
I
it?
didn't see it.
That was good.
So we know literally between us collectively
Three movies.
3 movies.
Y'all didn't see Oppenheimer?
I did not see
I
Oppenheimer.
planned on seeing it, then I just lost interest.
I did
I
not
lost
see
interest.
Oppenheimer.
To me, watch
Why you
it.
It's a lot of dialogue.
What
did I do?
Why did he get the
What you do me for?
No, that wasn't it. That was for the Oscars. That wasn't for anybody else. No, I didn't want to see Oppenheimer because, to me, just understanding the history of the U.S., I mean, they were making this bomb basically to threaten to go against like Russia, and they wanted to intimidate Russia.
I mean, yeah, I get it. My thing is like, I'm not finna. You got to have a great movie for me to actually decide to like leave my house and go watch it.
Yep.
That's really all it is for me. I catch everything when it comes
It's
out, and I can
expensive
sit
too,
on my
man.
TV and watch it.
It is expensive.
I think you would like
A
Oppenheimer.
part of a package.
You would like it.
I probably would. I love this.
You would really
Me
like
and
it.
my wife and
probably
son is
would.
$50.
And also they're not making great stories. I just saw I saw some of the new version of The Color Purple.
I'm
The
with you. That's a musical.
message.
They made it a musical. I don't see that. I don't see that. The first one was a masterpiece. Don't leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
There's no creative
All I know
storytelling.
is Holly
They
Bailey.
they so busy trying to send a message.
right now.
Plus,
Holly
I love Fantasia, and she didn't need to play Celia. That she
See that?
Bailey. That's what it did. It ruined Fantasia
wasn't
for him.
silly, like, you can't do that to Fantasia.
It ruined Fantasia for him. I love Fantasia.
So yeah.
Hey man, that's the that is the
Oh.
Friday free for all. I think that says it all, dog. Like we knew 3 of the 10.
I mean,
Who
if
cares?
Oppenheimer don't win over Barbie, it's something wrong. It's
Hey,
something
hey,
wrong,
hey,
bro.
hey,
I think
and
Barbie's
that's-
up for
that's
Best
my
Picture.
problem. You know how good a movie. Shout out to there he
What?
is, Joe Muck the General's in here.
What's up,
Muck the General.
Shout out to the General.
man.
I know the history of Oppenheimer. I don't need to see the
That's
movie.
what I just said.
I don't need to see it,
Why do I need to see a love scene of Oppenheimer?
bro. I never forget.
scene?
And
They have a love scene.
I
with
mean,
parents.
we know
course
what
they
happened
do.
on the Titanic. People still
No,
watch it.
no, and that's my point. It's the dumbest movie ever. I remember sitting there watching Titanic with my parents, and I was like, "We're an hour and a half into this movie. Sink the boat."
Sink the boat.
Well, if that's the case, it would have just been a 10-minute movie.
Wow.
It would have been a
Sink
10-minute
the
movie.
boat. I was sick of it, bro.
Titanic was a good movie.
Sink the boat.
Titanic is garbage. Titanic is one of the worst movies ever.
I wouldn't say it's garbage. I ain't gonna lie.
Titanic is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. Hour
worst
and a half. They're painting and nothing's happening. Sink the ship.
Oh, snap.
That's the guy in the live be screaming, "Spoiler alert!
Hey,
It
bro,
sinks!"
you know what I mean?
You know this already. I got
Everybody
you.
dies.
I would have walked into to Oppenheimer and been like, "It's a bomb." You know what I mean? Like,
Hey,
You
hold
spoiled
on.
it. You ruined
Hold
it.
on, wait. Did anybody? I gotta say this. Anybody remember when Avengers came out and
Yeah.
everybody was like, "Yo, don't
Which one,
spoil
the
it,
last
don't spoil it." When Iron Man dies.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
in-game.
In the game.
spoiler.
I heard so many stories and I witnessed this. This dude got scraped spoiling that movie for some people. I'm talking about people who didn't know each other just beat up this dude because he
Well,
spoiled
yeah,
the movie.
that's-
I was like, yo, they just throwing hands and elbows at this dude because he just sat there and spoiled the movie. They
Hands
threw-
I mean, you got
Bro,
people in the
they
theater.
ran up on him. They threw popcorn out, and it was like, "Why would you say that?" Now he said the
You
wrong
got
thing.
people in there thinking they really part of
He
the
said
Avengers.
Iron Man
That's why.
died. I mean, he said Captain America died. He didn't spoil it, but it's the simple fact that he came out there to
Oh,
troll
right, because it
people.
was the whole thing about seeing the shield. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, who cares? Hey man, appreciate y'all for tuning in to Show and Love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. For the pettiest man alive, it's P Kid, the super producer Joel Holt, C-Dub in the building, and of course Jordan JC. The duck down was crazy. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. One love. We'll be back next week with more fun. Peace.